Hey everyone, and welcome to my analysis of a great Zimbabwe game that's just finished. This is in the Autumn 24 tournament, and it's between Derek, MD, Bilice, Vrade, and Quadro Skeptic. This is in round two, so you expect some quality play, and what we're going to witness here is what I like to call the Zango Rush. First up, we see some. Okay, so first you got to place your monument. When I'm picking a spot, I like to go close or within range of where I think craftsmen will have to be. So Derek picking here is placing it right in the middle of the only place for this clay, the only viable place for this clay. So clay might go down here. It'll get 3, 4, 5. And so he maybe wants to be close to that. Maybe he wants to build it himself. But you probably, when you're doing this, and this map isn't a great example of this, but when you're doing this, you kind of want to predict where the other craftsmen might go. And people tend to place them where they can reach the most resources, thinking that they'll, get income from other players and still be able to use their own when it comes to those early upgrades. I'm not saying this is a great idea all the time, but this tends to be what people do. And so you can look at where you think wood might go on this map to reach the most resources. Somebody might plonk one here. So this is to access 3. In which case you're fine, you're in range. But if they put it here because of the step, you're a little bit too far. And if it comes down here to get 3, you're too far away as well. Maybe I think I might like this a little bit more because it covers both places that Ivory could go. So Ivory could go here and access 3. Ivory could go here and access 3. There isn't really a lot of other spots. Yeah, here it gets 3 as well. But still, from here, you're not going to reach over there. So I like this place better just because of that. Yeah, okay, but that's the end of my analysis. Not the worst spot. If you think about diamonds on this map, there isn't a good spot for diamonds. You're only going to get access to 1 diamond, so this is bad for diamonds on this map. If you can access 2, that's good, and if you can access 3, that's great. It's exceptional for diamonds. All right, let's go. Villager placing here, that's a fine spot. That's a fine spot. And I guess if I was picking last, that's where I would go. So Quadros, if everything goes normal, Quadro will bid 1. Now, so the order gets reversed. Quadro will bid 1. Red will have to pass, 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 and the order will end up being red over. Let's watch that happen. If it does happen, so there's a bid of 1. He'll just get that back. He's not spending any money. Pass, of course. Pass, pass. This is all standard. You don't want to bid in the first turn unless you really know what you're doing. You don't want to give away a cow to someone else because that's extremely powerful, having 4 versus 3 in the first round. And so you got to have a good reason to do that. All right, let's see what he builds. The Ivory Carver. The Ivory Carver is only +2, whereas the others are +3, and this is important if for a lot of strategies where you're trying to upgrade with just 2 monuments. That difference of 1 VR can make all the difference. He's placing it here where it can reach 3 resources, and yeah, as predicted, it's out of range of Derek's monument. And he prices at 1, which is cheap. Standard is 2. Quadro's pricing it at 1 here, maybe hoping to soak up some early cattle, but setting the stage for a cheap game. And cheap games mean fast games. People tend to go out quick because they get those cheap upgrades. Derek placing the Potter over here. Everyone can reach it without helping except for Quadro, so nice little tit for tat there. He's pricing at 2, which is more standard. Here comes Bilice. What just happened? He chose Shady. Okay, so this yeah, Shady's not a bad pick here. If let's see. So yeah, he prices it at 1. And with price 1s, there will be a lot of incentive for people to go first and use these up. He's also placed it instead of going here and getting access to 3, he's placed it here where it only gets access to 2, which again is a bottleneck that incentivizes people to bid. So I like this Shady pick. Maybe you could have waited, maybe not. And Shady tends to get stronger as the game goes on, so having it be strong here in the early game is also great. Here comes Vraid with the Builder pick. I don't love Builder here, just because all three primaries are built, and they're cheap. Two of them are cheap, so why not just upgrade? Um, and you see that the Zango's available, right? So you grab Zango, start to upgrade. Even if you don't grab Zango, just doing an upgrade and not taking Builder is fine. You can think of it as maybe a denial strategy. He wants to stop the secondaries from coming, so grab Builder, and you be the one that build the secondaries cheap. So it can be a little bit future looking. And maybe he didn't want to grab Herd because he wants to do some upgrading, and Herd will stop you from doing that because it demands up to 6 of your cattle every turn to be worth it. So yeah, he's upgrading. I think I would have preferred to have just seen a straight upgrade. Okay, turn 2, we come to bidding. Villager wants to go first, bids 1 cow onto his own Shady, so he's getting that back. Derek passes, Quadro passes, and Vraid getting to go second for free, which he'll love. Okay. Here comes Pillager. What's he doing? Upgrading, I suspect. Yes, upgrading on his own. Then it's Vraid. He upgrades. He's now in turn 2 up to level 3, so his income is now 3 per turn. Delighted about that. Cost him very little, so next turn he's going to have 5 cattle. Quadro places another 1. Perhaps he was hoping that everybody else would price 2 and this wouldn't happen. Placing down another monument rather than trying to rush for income is fine. Thinking a little bit longer. Derek is also thinking a little bit longer. Places down another monument. Here comes Pillager with the highest victory requirement, so getting to bid first. Into Shady. Pass, pass, pass. So Shady's not doing anything for him yet. He could have waited to pick him and see how things went. Let's see. Okay, here he's raising to 3, which is a fine choice because of how cheap everything is. He's just a turn behind Vraid, though, who's now got to... This is disgusting. He's up to level 4. He is 9 away from his victory requirement, and he's got 4 income per turn. Hasn't built anything yet. He's just going off these cheap resources, and he didn't have to hub, so he was able to make it to all of them very cheap. So in a very strong position, and he chooses Zango. Should have grabbed it turn 1 when you see these prices, but a great pick. So now his builder that hasn't built and has no need to build, and Zango. Quadro, hold on a second, Quadro's upgrading, but why is he using this? Why not his own? Oh, because there's only one left, and he's going to upgrade the other one. Okay, all right, yeah, that's fine. And this is again the peril of cost 1. When you're paying yourself, it's cheap. When you're paying other people, you got to pay 2, and they're only paying you 1 if they do pay. I really don't like these cost 1s. Creates a lot of chaos and gives the advantage to other players. So here comes Derek, is going to upgrade both of his. He's probably happy with that. He took a Nanzi, and I just don't see why would you take a Nanzi? The other costs are 1 right now. He's got a god. Quadro doesn't have a god. So yeah, you're only keeping it away from Quadro. And maybe you could be scared of Quadro overbuilding your secondary with a high price and picking Anansi, which is probably the play. So perhaps that's why he took it, just to deny it. But for him, it's not a good pick at all with the current board setup, right? Because what's he doing? He's getting to pay. He was going to pay 1 anyway. I don't think that was a pick that needed to happen. right there. Here he comes in and bids 2, giving 1 to himself, giving 1 away to Bilici, who finally sees some profit from Shady, but has to pass, or does pass. Quadro passes, Vraid getting in again, second place very cheap because it was low VR. Derek going first, upgrading with those ones, upgrading here, and that's fine. So he's got 2 3s now. The thing about having 2 3s is that they're easy to deny an upgrade with this because you only need to deplete 1 resource and then he's locked out of upgrading. They are locked out of upgrading. All right, Quadro is building a secondary, which is a good idea given this whole situation. Raid is now 1, he just needs to upgrade this to a 2 and then upgrade it again and he's away. He's won it, so secondaries need to come and they need to come quick and prices need to rise. Quadro, however, chooses to build another one of these to undercut Derek, who has an Anzi and is setting prices at 1 to counter an Anzi. I guess they're looking at how close they are and are afraid of an Anzi, but this is a mistake. Prices needed to be higher at this point because of this. He's 6 away, right? Okay, here comes Bilicha with the 1. No, he couldn't have upgraded there because this is depleted. It was his own bottleneck. And so he's placing down another one. Yeah, he needed it anyway if he wanted to get to 27, so that's a fine idea. And I don't think there was a better place that he could have gone. Okay, here comes Quadro. Only 2 cattle now after that build, and is going to be making so little from this that it's going to suck. And here comes the bidding. Has to pass, of course. He's got 2 cows. He has to wait for other people to upgrade and pay him before he gets some income going. He's very out of this game now. Here comes Derek bidding 2, wants to upgrade. Bilicha bids 3. Hold on, no, that doesn't add up. Okay, Derek bids 1, Bilicha bids 3, giving himself the 3rd one. Vraid passes, getting 3rd position. Here comes Derek, and okay, pass. What's Bilicha doing? Of course, he's upgrading, so he's starting with a 3-1, and he's going to get to upgrade both of these. That's fine. Now he's within 10. Derek, but he's locked. Yeah, okay. So Derek, with the 2 3s, he's locked out of upgrading, so he can't consume these resources, meaning that for very cheap, using this 1, Fred gets to upgrade. He's now 4 away, which is an upgrade of this, which on the current board would cost him 2, right? He needs 2 to upgrade here, and alarm bells should have been ringing a couple of turns ago. Quadro with the building, just trying to have all the economy. Okay, prices need to rise. They do, but I think it's too late now. The cost to upgrade this is 3. And what you're going to see here, okay, this is turn 6, so this is very early. You're going to see a bid of 1 from Quadro. Derek bids 2, Pillager with 3, and then Vraid, if you look at his position, he just needs to upgrade this one, right? And it's going to cost him, sorry, it wasn't 3, it's going to cost him 4, right? And so look at this bid, he can just count up, okay, if I bid 10, everybody's got to pass. Bids 10, everyone has to pass now, and he's going to be left with 5, which is 1 more than he actually needs. And at this level, you have to be able to figure that out and do bids like that. So not just rote bidding the next highest, and then the next highest, the next highest. Calculate it out and do a big bid. And this is what's winning games at this level. Everybody forced to pass, and then they upgrade here. And yeah, even the little cheeky using this and consuming it all so that so that the threes won't upgrade. Ability gets to upgrade is 2. Derek is stuck. Builds. This is just for points. So the game is over. So this was a beautiful example of a Zango rush. From Vraid, it didn't need the builder. I guess you could think of the builder as a denial strategy, but I wonder this could have worked just as well without it. And then he would have been 2 over his VR. Beautifully done, and nice to see it.